Hello, friends. If you receive supplemental security income, what most people call SSI, and you currently live in a family member's home, a relative's spare room, or any shared household where you are not paying full market rent on your own, this video is for you before anything changes. There is a rule at the Social Security Administration that most SSI recipients have never been told about. It says that if you live in someone else's household and they provide you with free or subsidized shelter, the Social Security Administration can reduce your monthly SSI benefit by up to 1/3 before you ever see the money. For some people, that reduction is already happening right now under existing rules. For others, a separate proposal that is currently under federal review could affect the benefits of nearly 400,000 people based on an analysis by the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Today, we are going to explain this rule in plain English what it is, what a 2024 Social Security Administration regulation changed for the better, and what the current proposal to roll that back would mean for your payment and how to protect yourself before any of it takes effect. Quick context before we go further. This video is for people receiving supplemental security income and for the family members and caregivers who support them. The goal is to help you understand a specific Social Security Administration rule so you can ask the right questions before any change affects your payment. Everything here comes from the Social Security Administration's official guidelines and website. A 2024 SSA regulation published in the Federal Register, and an analysis by the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. I will name each source as we go. This is educational content only, not personalized legal or benefits advice. And nothing here is a promise about what your specific payment will be. That depends on your income, your living arrangement, and your state. If you believe your benefits have been incorrectly reduced, contact the Social Security Administration directly or speak with a licensed benefits counselor or legal aid representative who knows your full situation. Let us start with what SSI actually is, because this distinction matters for everything that follows. SSI stands for Supplemental Security Income. It is not the same as Social Security retirement benefits and is not funded by the Social Security Trust Fund. Per the Social Security Administration, SSI is a completely separate, needs-based program funded by general federal tax revenue. To receive it, you must be either 65 or older, or disabled or blind at any age, and you must have very low income and very limited resources. In 2026, the maximum monthly SSI benefit is $994 for a single individual, per the Social Security Administration. Resources cannot exceed $2,000 if you are single or $3,000 if you are married. For nearly 7.5 million Americans who rely on SSI, that $994 is often the only thing standing between a recipient and the loss of stable housing. One of the most severe outcomes a cut of any size can trigger. Before we start, are you currently living in a family member's home, in a relative's house, or in a shared household where someone else is covering your housing costs? Drop yes or no in the comments right now. The answer determines exactly how the rule we are about to explain applies to you and whether you need to take action right now. Now let us talk about the rule most SSI recipients have never been told about. Per the Social Security Administration's official SSI guidelines, there is something called in-kind support and maintenance, shortened to ISM. In-kind support is exactly what it sounds like, help you receive that is not cash. Specifically, it is shelter that someone else provides to you. The Social Security Administration counts certain types of in-kind support as a form of unearned income when calculating your monthly SSI benefit. Has your SSI ever been reduced and you did not understand why? This may be the reason. Drop yes or no in the comments right now, because knowing how many people this is already affecting helps us understand the real scope of this problem. Here is how the reduction works. The Social Security Administration uses what is called the value of the 1/3 reduction rule. Under this rule, if you live in someone else's household and the people in that household pay for or provide all of your shelter, the Social Security Administration reduces your monthly SSI by 1/3 of the federal benefit rate. In 2026, that means your benefit is reduced by approximately $331 per month, dropping from $994 to approximately $663, based entirely on your living arrangement, before any of your own income is counted. Per the Social Security Administration's official rules, the maximum possible ISM reduction in 2026 is $351.33 per month. Pause and write this down. If you live in someone else's home and they cover your housing costs, your SSI may be reduced by up to $331 to $351 per month. There is also the deeming rule. If you receive SSI and live with a spouse or parent who is not on SSI, the Social Security Administration may count part of that relative's income as available to you. For many elderly or disabled people living with working family members, this can significantly reduce or even eliminate SSI eligibility. One important update that is completely separate from the proposed change, effective September 30th, 2024, per the Social Security Administration, food assistance is no longer counted as in-kind support for ISM purposes. If someone was buying your groceries, that could once reduce your check. That food exclusion is now permanent. Shelter assistance, free housing, or rent help is the remaining piece that still triggers the in-kind support reduction under current Social Security Administration rules, and the piece the proposed rollback most directly affects. Now, here's the part that currently protects many people in exactly this situation. In April 2024, the Social Security Administration finalized a regulation that changed who qualifies as a public assistance household for purposes of SSI, per that 2024 Social Security Administration rule. If you live in a household where at least one other person receives SNAP, what most people call food stamps, then your household now qualifies as a public assistance household. And here is what that means in practice if your household qualifies. The Social Security Administration does not apply the 1/3 ISM reduction for shelter. It does not apply the deeming rules to income that was counted in calculating that household member's SNAP benefit. In plain English, if anyone else in your home receives SNAP, your SSI should not be reduced, simply because they are giving you a place to live rent-free. That is the exact question that can protect your benefit and prevent an incorrect reduction from being applied. The Social Security Administration estimated that the 2024 rule would increase payments for approximately 300,000 beneficiaries and allow more than 100,000 additional people to become newly eligible. Per the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, the typical household with at least one SSI member that benefits from this rule earns approximately $17,000 a year. Households that have absolutely no financial cushion available to absorb even a small monthly reduction in their SSI payment. Consider Linda an illustrative composite based on situations many in this audience have described. Linda is 71, disabled, and lives in her daughter's home. Her daughter's household receives SNAP. Under the 2024 regulation, Linda's household qualifies as a public assistance household, so her full $994 monthly benefit is not reduced simply because she lives there. Before 2024, Linda's benefit could have been cut by approximately $331 per month based on her living arrangement alone, leaving her with $663 to cover every expense: rent, food, medication, and anything else that comes up in a given month. Now here is the proposal that is currently under federal review. And this is where the timeline matters more than anything else in this video. In July 2025, the Social Security Administration submitted a proposed rule to the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs called Rescission of Changes to the Definition of a Public Assistance Household. As of our recording, this proposal is listed as pending review. The proposed rule has not been formally published. A public comment period has not opened. The change is not in effect. If your SSI was recently reduced because of your living arrangement, that came from the existing ISM rules, not from this proposal, which is still in review. Did you know this rule existed before today? Drop yes or no in the comments. The answer tells me exactly how many people are navigating this rule without ever having been clearly informed about how it works. If the proposed rollback is finalized, here is what it would mean. SNAP would no longer qualify as a type of public assistance that protects a household. Every member of the household would need to receive a qualifying form of public assistance for the ISM reduction to be waived, a bar many families cannot clear. Per the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, the rescission could result in benefit cuts for nearly 400,000 SSI recipients, with some losing eligibility entirely. The maximum monthly reduction would be approximately $331, bringing some recipients from $994 to roughly $663 per month. For Linda, that means losing nearly 1/3 of her only source of income, with no other benefit or income stream available to make up what is lost. Here is what you can do right now, before any public comment period opens. Step 1. Call your Social Security Administration caseworker and ask whether your household qualifies as a public assistance household under the 2024 regulation. Use those words. If at least one person in your household receives SNAP and your benefit is being reduced for in-kind support reasons, you may have grounds to appeal. Step 2. If your SSI was recently reduced and you do not know why, request a written explanation. You have the right to know which rule was applied. Step 3. Watch for the formal publication of the proposed rollback in the Federal Register. That is when a public comment period will open. Take Step 1 this week, because it costs nothing and could protect several $100s in your monthly benefit. To bring this together, SSI is a separate needs-based program, not Social Security, with a maximum benefit of $994 per month in 2026. The in-kind support and maintenance rule means free shelter from a family member can reduce your SSI by up to $351 per month. A 2024 regulation currently protects households where at least one member receives SNAP from that reduction. A proposed rollback submitted in July 2025 has not been published and is not yet in effect. If finalized, per the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, nearly 400,000 recipients could see benefits reduced or eliminated. Your action this week is one phone call to the Social Security Administration to confirm your household status before anything changes. If someone you know receives SSI and lives with family, share this video with them before anything changes. The people most likely to be affected by this proposed rule are the ones least likely to find clear. accurate information about it anywhere else. Coming up next, the difference between SSI and SSDI, which program applies to your situation, and what you need to qualify for each. Subscribe so you catch it. And if your living situation is already affecting your check, go back to the 6-minute mark. That is where we covered exactly what to say and what question to ask your Social Security Administration caseworker.